This video is brought to you by gamerbricks.com. Click the link in the description below. Hello there everyone, my name is Nathan, or as I'm more well known as Chimi Productions, and today I'm going to talk to you about how you can improve your lighting in your animations and the stages of lighting I recommend for your projects. Now this is not a tutorial, but instead more of a recommendation, as there are much better tutorials out there that can give you a more in-depth insight into the world of LEGO lighting, many of which I will link below. Now before we get started, if you're new here guys, it'd be very much appreciated if you could like and subscribe. And if you don't like this video, please do let me know in the comments what you think I can improve on, as it'll greatly help me out in the future videos that I have planned. Now what I'm saying in this video is just my personal opinion and what I've picked up and learned over my years as being an animator. So please, if you don't feel like you're at that stage that I'm mentioning, but you want to do that lighting, by all means do. It's not set in stone what I'm trying to say to you. I'll be covering 3 stages of lighting in this video, the first being basic, second being intermediate, and the third being advanced. Let's begin. Okay, so basic lighting. Basic lighting is what a lot of beginners use when they start off. It's generally the most effective in terms of just focusing on animation and improving on it. I'm hopefully showing you some footage on the screen of some of my old animations there. Again, wasn't particularly worried about the lighting or conveying the emotion or tone with the scene. It was just more so just to improve the animation and just focus on that, as you don't want to be worrying about that when you're just trying to improve. The examples I've shown above, they are simple in setting the scene, but showing the scene more so, but you don't gather any information, visual information. By visual information I mean what the image on screen is trying to show you. So for example, Mr. Freeze's lair on the right will be, if you want it to be showing that it's cold, it's more of a dim scene, it's not necessarily meant to be the most inviting. Same with the Black Mask and Penguin sequence, where you want it to be conveying that they are evil with sort of minimalistic low-key lighting. In terms of the equipment I recommend you use for basic lighting, they're just standard desk lamps. I have used the same desk lamps for about 3 years now, 3-4 years, and they've been great. The temperature of your light matters, so for example, I use white lights mainly, which is a lot of the time used for daytime sequences, whereas a warm light will convey indoor lighting and so on there. You want bulbs that don't overheat as well, because you'll be putting either some baking paper or just a sheet of paper over it to dampen the light so that it doesn't reflect too much on the Lego. In terms of talking about basic lighting, that pretty much covers it. If there's anything I've missed out, just let me know down below. I'll try and get to that. Moving on to intermediate lighting. If you feel like you've gotten the grips of your animation and you want to take your scenes to the next level, intermediate lighting is that next step up. Once again, I've used the same scenes but lit them differently, and you can clearly see how much intermediate lighting changes the scene and the general tone of it. Normally it's 1 or 2 different lights and it adds contrast and depth, and as I said, it can really help set the tone. You get the idea that there's a more sinister atmosphere within the room, that something bad is going to happen. Whilst in the Mr. Freeze shot, the lighting is used to highlight him and bring our attention to the foreground, focusing on the details whilst blaring out the background. Something that you can't really do within basic lighting. Now, in terms of the lights I recommend for intermediate lighting, there's these really great ones that you can get, which are on a bendable head, and they're from, I think, IKEA for about 10 quid, or I think that'll be about $15 US. Alongside these, I've bought in the past little finger lights, which you can get for about 3 quid on Amazon. However, they tend to be quite cheap quality and will fade over time, which isn't really the best if you're trying to do animation where it's over a long period of time. Another alternative is bedside torches, or I think they're like camping torches, which again, fairly cheap, but instead these are battery operated, so if they start to die out when you're shooting a scene, you can always just change them out. I've used them up until fairly recently, but then I decided to upgrade, which brings me on to the next part of the video, advanced lighting. So like I said, Gamer Bricks have sponsored this video, and they've kindly sent me the advanced LEGO Volkswagen kit, as it offers such a great variety of different lights they have on offer. Full disclosure, they have not told me what to say, so all opinions are my own. Unlike other LEGO-like brands, you're not sacrificing the contents of your wallet for a kit that offers the bare minimum. Gamer Bricks has a large variety of different kits for different sets, whilst also selling the lights and other equipment individually. The lights offer a much more cinematic quality that the previous mentioned levels of lighting lack, and give you much more control over how you want your scene or photo to look and feel like. I've used these in my most recent project, and the difference in quality is astounding, and to test out how good of quality these lights were, I left them plugged in and turned on for an entire night and they hadn't dimmed at all. They come with a USB lead, which is the main one that I use, or you can have a battery operated one, which again, the batteries on it last for absolutely ages. Back to the examples above are lit completely only using the kit that they provided. And as you can see, having the lights interact with your scene and objects like lamps and technology can really enhance the atmosphere and environment. Another thing that I recently discovered is that they can be used for practical effects in your shots, such as this flash test I did not too long ago, though I'll save that tutorial for another video. The lights themselves are made with a high quality LED wire and plug into a board that comes with the kit. I will say that the wires are very fine, and if you are someone with big hands like me, then you might struggle a little when plugging them in. Aside from that, I have nothing but praise for Gamer Bricks lights and the team behind the brand. If you're interested in getting a kit or any lights, be sure to use the link below so that you can get 15% off of your order. I hope you found this video informative, and I hopefully haven't droned on too much. So, if you have any more questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram at Chimichanga Productions, or just leave a comment down below and I will get to that at some point. Other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.